Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, the USO, the UUP, and the GLD. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly timeframes. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. All right, guys, so let's get right into the SPY daily chart. Again, we chopped around. We stayed above the moving averages. We always talked about that. And then we said we got to make a run for this line, which is right around the 233 area. And here we are almost at 235. After hours, we actually touched it. Actually, no, we did hit it today, 235.14. It pulled back a little bit, and that was it. So we talked about this was the first area. Then let's go each dollar. Let's see the even number. Maybe we shoot to 240. We are getting a little bit extended, so I'd expect maybe a little pullback, maybe a shallow one, nothing crazy. As long as we stay above the MAs, we're okay. If you're bearish now, let's go to the weekly. Let's play this on a weekly basis. So if we get above here, we're going to close. Then the following week, we got to see some follow through to believe this rally, and then maybe we step aside, let it get to 240. Who knows? Maybe we go to 250 for all I know. But right now, I'm playing this on a weekly basis. I want to see it staying above here, close above that line, and I want to see some follow through the next week. That's how I'm following this market here. IWM now. IWM, we talked about this trend line coming here, and guess what, guys? Right into it, the 140 area, and we're at 139.77. So this is a big area on the IWM as well. This is a weekly chart, so let's get to the daily. Daily charts telling me same thing. We went up, we consolidated for a couple days, and we're trying to make a run. We talked about getting above the all-time high, then coming up into the 140 area. Here we are. So let's see if we close above here tomorrow or Friday, and let's see if we can continue going up. But right now we're into some resistance, or maybe they gap it up and then it continues on going. We'll have to keep an eye on this one tomorrow. Again, the weekly, same thing, right up into this upper trend line. And, you know, nice move up. We talked about this bullish flag, a little bit bearish, but then we started taking off. Well, that's the other thing, too. On the daily chart, we had that little bit of a wedge. We did get above that area. We did confirm. So that tells me we could possibly be, you know, start moving up. We went right into the all-time high. It stalled out. Now it's trying to break out. We're into the next area, like I said. So we'll see if you're bullish, you need to get above this area and keep it going. Still like to see more volume on these moves, but I guess we'll take what they give us at this point. But again, you need to get above there. If you're bearish, you need to get back below these the lines of the channel here, and then 50 MA. Let's see, I'll click that on. The 50 MAs or the 20 MAs coming up, the 50 MAs coming up right here. If we get below that, then possible lower prices. But at this point, let's see if we continue higher. Got to keep an eye on that one. Nothing wrong with these markets, guys. At this point, light volume float, more lip service. Trump's in there. They're just using those reasons just to get this thing going higher. Which, hey, rock and roll, guys. Again, low volume in the Qs. We did break above this line, and we're starting to continue up. We're following this one on the weekly basis as well. We did get above there. Let's see if we close here, and then I want to see a push up through 130, and then 131, 132. We talked about the 130 area. We're almost there now. Let's see how it reacts once it gets there. Weekly chart close will be important in these stocks, guys. The DIA, same thing. We're off a bullish pattern. It started making a little rounded top. We're talking about this topping tail, and we finally got above it. Now we're starting to roll. We did confirm above the all-time high, so we're making a run. We talked about 210. 205, then 210. I wouldn't rule it out at this point. We're just starting to move out, getting a little bit extended, so I'd expect maybe another consolidation and then the next move up possibly. If you're bullish, you just got to keep it rolling. But you got to see more volume than this. This is really pathetic, guys. So we'll see how this goes on a weekly close. But daily chart, again, volume not bad. It is moving up the last 5-6 days, so you got to keep an eye on that. Maybe we go to the 210 area. Let's start at 207, 208, all the even numbers and stuff like that. Volume's okay, guys. I wouldn't say, wow, there's some conviction. Look at everyone hopping in this market now. So I'm still a little bit cautious, but again, coming off this big bullish pattern above the 20 and the 50. So hey, bulls, you're in charge right now, and gets up a little higher, I'll probably add a little bit more, guys, with shorts and stuff. So again, slow and steady for me. You know what, I spread it around. I go small positions. So say my average position, say $20,000, just to say, okay? So I'm going to go in and put a position, and maybe open it up with 10, and then maybe add another two, another two, another two, another two, and you're adding basically on areas of resistance. So like this one, if it shot up here and went to double top again, you're going to add a little bit more. If it's chopping around, pulls back, comes up. Now here, as this thing's going up, maybe at 203, 204, 205, a little bit, maybe 1,000 at a time. Just don't load the house. If you do $10,000 positions, first position might be 5 grand. Then each time you add, you go 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, and go from there, guys, and just spread them apart. Even though you're upside down, maybe 10% on this, but if you're only in, say a 5% position or a 10% position, it's not that big of a deal. If you're all in, yeah, you're getting killed. But guys, it's all about money management in these markets. And this thing's just kind of, a little bit bullish, and it floats. Then consolidation for a couple months, and then boom, it starts to take off. Again, this isn't bad. We're above the MAs. Bullish consolidation, guys. You got to respect it. But this is the real test now. Volume's really disappearing. This is coming off a great pattern too. I'd like to see it a little bit lower and come into the 20 MA instead of floating, but it's not bad. And above this, big green bar, it's okay. It's pretty good bullish, consolidation, getting a little stretch, so we're gonna keep an eye on that too. We got to keep an eye on everything, guys. All right, let's look at the IYT. All right, so the IYT is starting to lead again with the Dow. So we got to keep an eye on this level. Remember, double top, it came in there last time. Then we had a shallow retrace and right back up. So, oh man, these markets are tough, especially for the shorts. We came back in. This was more of a shallow, like, when it starts to go like this and come in and then come back down. But yeah, let's see what happens with this one. All right, on this pattern basically. If it gets above here, then I want to see confirmation, but I want to see confirmation on the weekly again. And I want to see this thing start to lead. Remember, we always talked about the IYT not leading, just like the IWM. IWM's into resistance. This is coming up the resistance here. Let's see if we can continue through. But remember, on the weekly, I want to see more volume as well as on the daily. On the daily, I think we had a little bit more. Oh, no. So we had a good push on the first one here, then it just disappeared. Wow. This is only 216,000. This is a lightly traded stock, but follows the transports pretty good. Can't complain. All right, let's go to the USO. The USO, again, just chopping around in this channel. We've been talking about this. Gets above, then it's slightly bullish, gets below, slightly bearish, gets above, chop, 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 chop. But overall, it's down and sideways, so this is slightly bearish. But again, nothing wrong. It's just consolidating up and down, digesting all the news or whatever they're doing or positioning themselves. But weekly basis, let's see. Still above the MAs, and nothing wrong with this. Chopping around, a little bit bullish, a little bit, then you had down sideways, a little bit bearish here, but again, not bad. Bullish above the MAs, above the trend line still, so you can't rule it out if you get some higher prices. If you're bearish, you need to get below the trend line and the moving averages, and then possibly you'll hit down here, maybe $10. If you're bullish, $12, 12.45. And this pattern, needs to start breaking out soon if it wants to move up. And then the hold on, the daily. That's the weekly, the daily. Yeah, the daily we showed just up and down. You did close actually below the MAs on the daily, but again, just up and down action. So. Just hard to gauge anything right now, guys, other than if you're long, stick with it. If it starts to pull back, make sure you got those stops in, and just in case, guys, these are some of the markets where it's really complacent, where you wake up and you're just getting slaughtered. So either way, small positions, inch in, no puts. I've been telling everyone no puts for a long time. Even spreads are tough, so everything seems to be going up. But I guess if you're doing trades, stick with them, or just short term, more a couple day hold, boom, boom, get in, get out, or even intraday scalps. Some of those we do a lot of that stuff on StockTwits. So, all right, but that's the USO here. Oh gosh, yeah, these markets, guys, unreal. UUP, same thing. Kind of chopping around. We started making a run. Remember, we talked about this. These lows here, got below them. Never confirmed, and right back above. So we're back into the 50 MA. Now, if you want to pull this off, right now we almost hit the 50 MA there coming down. But now let's stick a retrace right here going up. All right, where are we now? Yeah, so the 5.0, you're into the 50 MA, the 20 MA is coming down. So, you'd expect some resistance in here. 50% retrace on the fib, 50 MA. You did pierce through the 26 down here, so that was a little bit earlier. Yeah, I mean, nice move, nice little move up here. Now it's pulling back a little bit. Let's see if it goes sideways and sets up for the next move. And that should be taking down oil, and oil's just been just fighting, let me tell you, because the OPEC, the OPEC changed everything. Believe what they're doing. The UUP on the weekly, though, weekly chart, this thing's slightly bearish, going sideways, but we're going to see where we close at the end of the week. We did come into resistance on the daily, and that's why it's pulling back. But right now, slightly bearish, but you're still above the MA, so that puts it bullish because it's down sideways is bearish, but you're still above the MAs and slightly bullish consolidation, kind of choppy, sloppy on the weekly. But dollar, down 5 cents today on the UUP, nothing big. Now the GLD's been whipsawing around here, came up into this area, pulled back nice. This is on the weekly, and then boom, start, another shot up. Let's go to the daily. Let's see what patterns we're playing out there. Yeah, same thing. We always talked about the MAs, as long as I say, when it came back and pulled back, it never got below. Kind of like the SPY and everything. That's what's going on. And once it gets through it, then you better look out. But as long as it's staying buoyant, and it's kind of had a pullback, a little bit bearish here now, but still a little bit bullish above the MAs here, but it still needs to get above the 200 MA. And I think we could come up into this area, 123 to 125. If you're in it from 108, though, and you get to 120, definitely pull something off. You got a $13 trade on there. Even with 100 shares, that would net you, $1,300, which wasn't too bad for the last, 2 months. Yeah, I'll take two, you put 20 of these trades on every month. Try to pull them off and and just keep going. You put 70, 80 trades and 2, 3 months you try to pull them off and just keep putting them on and keep pulling them off, and eventually by the end of the year you make some money. Let's see, so that's the gold trade, guys. Stick with it. If you're long with me, let's try to get it up to the 120. Then hopefully, gosh, I'd love to see it go into this area here, right where it started breaking down, the 124, 28 area. So, oh, that would be great. All right, guys, you know what? Thanks for coming to my session here. I haven't done videos in a couple days. I've been really, really busy. Valentine's Day, some stuff's going on, that I'm taking care of personally. So, bear with me here. I'm going to do some more live sessions. We've been having some pretty good trades with the intraday action, pulling them off, as fast as we can and just make a quick couple bucks. That's what scalping's all about. That's more on my StockTwits page. But hopefully this helps some people out there. Markets are going up. I'm still saying, still light volume, and I want to see more conviction, guys. And a couple of other things I'm looking at where we could get a possible pullback. But right now, longs, enjoy this ride, and let's see how high we can go and try to find the areas where this thing could possibly give us a pullback. And then let's see if we could go higher. Who knows? With Trump in there, wild card, anything's possible in these markets. But one thing, guys, if you stuck around long enough for the 13-minute and 32 area, watch for the volume, guys. Volume starts picking up. You better step aside in these markets. We could get a nice pullback. We did have 86 million after hours on the SPY today. I mean, total with after hours, we had 86 million. So volume picked up a little tiny bit, but still pretty light. But watch out. If we get a big volume reversal day on the SPY or the Russell, then it could be marking a top. But again, Trump's the wild card, and at this point, who knows what can happen in fantasy land? Hashtag fantasy land. So, all right, guys, have a great night. Thanks again for watching. Go to my website, sign up for my free membership. You get videos like this, and we're going to be doing more stuff once I get some more free time. But like I said, I've been really, really busy and just been spread thin all over the place. So, excuse me. Can't wait to come back, do some live stuff, see what you guys been up to. Again, thanks for watching. God bless. See you on the charts. Excuse me back there too.